It's time to bring on stage the one and only Dr. Krista Burns. She is the founder of the American Posture Institute, author of the textbook, The Posture Principle, and TEDx speaker. She has 2 doctorate degrees. Can you believe it? She's a best-selling author. She's been featured in many media around the world. Very, very inspirational. I have had the chance to meet Dr. Krista many years ago when I was at the beginning of my career with the movement of Global Women Club. We're both sharing the stage in a big summit, and she was so humble. To be honest, I must say, first, let's bring Krista on stage because she never knew how much she inspired me that day that I saw her on stage. Of course, Krista, you remember. Welcome, by the way. Welcome to Global Women Club. It's so great to have you here. You're looking gorgeous and beautiful.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, Mirela. Hi, everybody. Hi, Global Women. Say hello in the chat. So great to be here and connect with all of you. And Mirela, I want to stop and take a moment of gratitude for you, for all that you've created. Now, I've been able to follow this journey from the beginning. And I have to say, the moment that we met, I've been inspired from the beginning. So thank you for this opportunity to serve today. And thank you for your unrelentless, your nonstop inspiration to global women everywhere. Thank you for all you do. And thank you to everybody for showing up and saying yes to yourself to learn more today.
Thank you for your time and thank you for coming here. And as I started, when I saw you on stage at that summit that we both got involved, I was in my beginning, but you were like a rising star. You're just shining and thriving. And I could see a woman that started everything with a dream, with an idea, and turned it into an empire, a multi-million-dollar company. And yes, that is coming from a big passion, from a big dream of a girl who knows her power, who knows how to turn the energy into a business, into a powerful movement, not only to change her life, but many, many other people who need your expertise as a doctor, but also who need your ethics and values and determination and commitment. So it takes a lot to achieve what you have achieved, Krista. So tell us a little bit about your beginnings. How was that, and how did you manage to turn your dream into a reality and make the reality even better than the dream?
Yes. Well, my dream started when I was 3 years old, and I was a little girl who dreamt of going to the Olympics. I started skiing when I was 3, and I started competing in freestyle mogul skiing when I was 10 years old. By the time I was 12, I was competing at junior national championships and national championships in the United States, and I was on the path to becoming an Olympic mogul skier. In fact, I was featured on ESPN, Outdoor Life Network, and Ski Racing Magazine actually featured me as an Olympic hopeful athlete for the United States. So I was living my dream. I was on a path, and I was doing everything to train for this one goal, which is to be an Olympian. Now, my entire life changed the morning of U.S. ski team selections. I was 17 years old. It was in Winter Park, Colorado. This was supposed to be the competition that made my career, where I'd go on and ski World Cup and then get selected for the Olympics. I trained so hard for this event, and I never finished my race that day. You see, that day, I suffered a spinal injury. And I remember when I got down to the bottom of the course, I was crying in my coach's arms. And I said, how is this possible? This wasn't supposed to happen. I'm supposed to do well. I'm supposed to go on to the next level. And he said, don't worry, you're okay. We're going to get you, we'll get you the best care that you need so you can start skiing right away as soon as possible again. And so at the time, I didn't know all of my options for healthcare. And so I followed my coach's advice, and he recommended that I get injections in my spine under anesthesia. So what I would do is I would fly across the country to the top spinal specialists in the United States each week, and I'd get injections in my spine. And I was told that this was the conservative route, that I'd be able to ski again soon. After 8 weeks of injections in my spine, not only could I not ski, but I could barely walk. I had visual bruising that lasted on my spine for 2 years post-injections. I lost sensation in my lower back. And the worst part of all is I literally watched my Olympic dream pass me by. Everything that I had worked for was gone and behind me. Not sure what to do next. As they say, one door closes, another opens. I made it my mission to understanding back pain because it didn't make sense to me that somebody so passionate about healing themselves, somebody who was young and in shape, how could I not overcome something so common as back pain? And so from that moment forward, I remember waking up from the injections after one of the times I felt like I'd gotten, a staple gun to my spine. I remember looking at my father and I said, I'm going to become the top spinal specialist in the United States. I made it my mission that no other person like me would be held back from living the life of their dreams because of something so common as back pain and posture related issues. And so from that moment forward, I dedicated my life to it. And I got 2 doctorate degrees, traveled the world going to seminars in neurology, human function, posture, anything related. And what was amazing is when I was 26, I actually took a leap of faith. I bought a one-way ticket and I moved to the country of Italy. And when I moved to Italy, I knew nobody. I didn't speak the language, and I had this passion and dream of serving over there. And so I literally got a little space in the center of town. And I set up my first practice, 26 years old, not able to speak the language. And I was so passionate about helping people. I did everything that it took early on to build a practice. Now, you can imagine I made a few mistakes along the way. When you're young, you lack the entrepreneurial experience, you're passionate, you want to serve people, you know that you have a good skill, but yet you don't know how to build a business. And so in that first year of practice, I got 20 years of experience down into 1 year. And I'll never forget the exact moment that everything changed in my career. I was struggling to grow my practice and I thought, gosh, what can I do? So I read the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. Give me a yes in the comments or give me a thumbs up if you've ever read the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. In that book, he talks about what's called the hedgehog concept. Now, I redefined that to what's called unique expert position. And he talks about the difference between good companies and great companies. The difference between good companies and great companies is that all great companies specialize. They're the best in the world at one single thing. What I realized when I opened my practice is I was trying to serve everybody's needs. I was trying to help every single person every single day of the week with every single condition, and I lost track of my mission. But what I realized is that if I specialized in postural correction and went all in on one single thing, and if I truly became the best in the world at one single thing, then that's how I could leave my legacy. And so I said, okay, I'm going to stop trying to do everything for everybody, and I'm going to go all in on this one thing. Now, regardless of what industry you're in, I want to encourage you to do the exact same thing, to find your unique expert position, which is a combination of what you're passionate about, what you can make money doing, and what you can become the best at. So once you define your unique expert position and you truly commit to raising your knowledge to expert level, then that's where opportunities open up all around you. Suddenly you're invited to speak on stages in London. Suddenly you're invited to be in Global Woman magazine or on media. People will be seeking you. Instead of seeking clients, you become sought after. And so when you make that commitment to become the best in the world at one single thing, that's where all the opportunities will open up, and that's how you can transform and build an amazing empire.
Well, that's a very inspiring story, Krista. And I must say, that's a great example to follow. And sometimes something has to happen to put us in a very difficult moment or go through some challenges or dark zone. And, everything comes for a reason. It comes because we are supposed to get a lesson or we are supposed to get stronger. So you had to go through these difficult moments in your life, and then immediately you came up, instead of being a victim, you came up with ideas. You came up with all these challenges turns into opportunities, and you turned that into something that you could see the light, instead of sitting down and crying and making the victim and finding excuses, which definitely that could be the case. In fact, you turn everything in the other way around. You made the whole story be in your side. And, as they say, once you take actions and once you put the work and you make the effort and you become unstoppable, the whole universe supports you. But here's the thing. Now you're making it very easy. And it took you traveling to different countries and different continents and taking the risks and trying again and falling and racing again. And you're making it easy and you're saying, yes, this is where I invite you. This is where I see that you can benefit a lot. But some people, they are not ready to put the work. They're not ready to accept it. And sometimes the denial, when we face something challenging like that, people stay for a long time in denial, hoping that things are going to change. What would be your advice as an expert now, not only based on your story, but also helping many other people around the world? So how can you turn things around without waiting for so long for things to change itself? And number two, again, is like you said, you immediately could see the light of the opportunities, like what it means to be on stages, what it means to be on the media, what it means to get the visibility, what it means to get the exposure. Can you explore a little bit more on that? How do you turn that into your advantage?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question because everybody's at different stages in their career right now. Some of us are looking to take the next step. We're trying to discover our passions. Some of us have been, veterans doing this for years, and we're looking for that spark to keep going. Now, some great advice that I received early on is that your mess becomes your message. Now, oftentimes when we suffer something, a personal injury in my case, or we go through something difficult and we struggle to get through it, in the moment, that feels like, it almost feels life-ending. Like, how am I ever going to get to the other side of this? If you've ever had a moment where you've struggled and you got to the other end, now that your mess just became your message. You can help other people bridge that gap from where they are to where they want to be, because you went from where you were to where you wanted to be today, and you can help them bridge that gap. So remember that your mess becomes your message. And if you feel embarrassed of your message or feel embarrassed of your mess along the way, just remember that vulnerability and authenticity makes you uniquely you. So even if you have the same credentials as somebody else, your story as you portray it and how you serve through your story is going to make you unique and different. It's going to really make you stand out. I talked about defining your unique expert position so that you can be the best at one single thing. Now, when I started out, it was about online postural correction for healthcare professionals. So I defined such a small niche where it was incredibly clear who I served, so that I could be the best at one thing. If you go too broad, it's hard because there's so much competition out there. But if you narrow it down to your authentic self and you become vulnerable with your mess becoming your message, and then you very clearly define who you want to help, that's how you can really create your platform, because you've narrowed it down to a very small group of people that you can serve at the highest, most elite level. I love the quote by Tony Robbins. He says, "In the moment of decision is where your destiny is created." Every day we're making decisions. Every day we're making hundreds and hundreds of decisions, especially as women, the decisions that impact your husbands and your family and your career and your health and your life. And in the moment of decision, when you decide to step up and serve, that's when your destiny is created. So it starts with the decision, and then it's diving deep into your mess that then becomes your message. And then you raise your knowledge to expert level. And then once you raise your knowledge to expert level and you start seeing some successes, it gets pretty fun, because the key to happiness is momentum. We don't arrive at happiness. It's the momentum along the way that is the key to our thrival as human beings. And so you keep getting momentum. And some other great advice that I received early on is that fall in love not with your product, but fall in love with your client. If you fall in love with the people you serve versus falling in love with yourself and what you produce, and you make it all about them, you'll never be bored, because you're on a mission for transformation for this group of people that you serve. And so when you're obsessed with getting other people results, you'll never get bored, you'll never not have clients, and you'll continue to accelerate with great momentum to keep moving forward. So wherever you are today, it starts with a decision, and then think about what makes you uniquely you, and then raise your knowledge to expert level.
Wow, that's powerful. I can tell that you do not only come from your experience as a professional, as an expert, but your passion and your empathy and your desire to help others. And I completely agree. It's very important that we focus and concentrate what is aligned with our purpose, because what you're saying is like, yes, we ladies, sometimes we have that shiny syndrome that we want to do everything. And maybe, yes, we can do everything, but we can't do everything in the same time. That's why what you have just shared now, it's so important that we pick what is our superpower. We pick what is the most important thing that we are meant to do right now, and we focus and concentrate, find our niche, and we make sure that we complete what we start. So yes, we can do lots of things, but start one thing and complete it, and then you start another thing and you complete it. And this is how you create the story of success, because success is all about how do you complete things. The start is easy. I'm a very good starter. I love beginnings. But what I have realized, Krista, and you're so right, especially when we're startups and we come with a great idea, and we get excited, and then we start, and then we say, "Oh, we're going to change the world. Yes, this is amazing. We'll do it." And then as we go on, we start losing the passion, we start losing faith, we start losing confidence, because lots of these challenges are coming to us for a reason. And sometimes you close one challenge and 10 others come up. And then you learn how to overcome these, and you say, "Oh, I'm done now." And then another big one come up. And sometimes people see the glory. People can see, for example, Dr. Krista is doing amazing. She built a multi-million dollar company. She's so successful, a great relationship with her husband. They're working together. They're traveling the world, a bestseller, rocking stages, and living her dream. But they don't know what it took for you to get there. And now the secret is, how do you enjoy these challenges? How do you, instead of feeling like sorry for yourself that you had to go through this, in fact, you feel proud at the end of the day when you see that how much you have achieved as a result of these challenges. You are proud, and then you turn that into a lesson for other people. So tell us one more thing, one more big secret before we go to your presentation, what it takes to turn all these challenges into big lessons and focus and concentrate and not distract ourselves into that shiny syndrome that maybe can take us away from the life purpose.
Yes, absolutely. It takes resilience and it takes dedication. Now, I know how common it is as female entrepreneurs. We want to help people, which is so beautiful. Never lose that. But we disguise that as shiny object syndrome, where we want to serve more people. So we start thinking, oh, I can do this, and this. But when we do that, we serve at a lower level because we're giving more of ourselves to all these different projects. If we go all in on one project, one focus, and we stay within our lane, how you avoid shiny object syndrome is you own your niche. When you own your niche, you will have so many different opportunities that open up, from books, from stages, to media, to speaking on webinars. You will have all these opportunities that open up. However, if you do different things, you have to reinvent yourself in each of those windows, in each of those niches. If you stay dedicated to your purpose, live your mission, and continue to serve that audience no matter what, that even when the going gets tough, you will be the reliable person within your industry. Now, when it comes to overcoming challenges, I've had my fair share of challenges along the way. One of the things that I always do is I like to challenge my mind and my body. If I want to get to the next level in business, I always like to give myself a health challenge with it. When I do that, I find that I become a better person, because when it comes to goals, it's not about the goal that you set, it's about who you become in the process of achieving that goal. So I set a goal and I think, what kind of person needs to be that person to live that life? What kind of person do I need to be selected by media, speak on stages, have a multi-million-dollar company? And then I work backwards. If I need to be this person that can do these, that can achieve these goals, how can I strengthen myself now? Because the people you spend your time with, the books that you read today, the exercise that you do today, all of that will be the person that you become tomorrow. So the decisions that you make today about who you spend your time with, the books that you read and what you study, and how you exercise your body for more resilience, that becomes you tomorrow. So think about your end in mind. How do you want to have your legacy? What do you want to be known for? And then what kind of person do you have to be to achieve that? And then work backwards and make a decision today to make those decisions that will strengthen you and shape you to be that person for tomorrow. And if you're experiencing challenges, girl, I get you. I hear you. I feel you. Cry it out. It's okay to be emotional about it. And then stand up. We'll talk about power posture today. Give yourself all the advantage. We'll talk about some tips and then just keep moving forward from there. Things aren't easy, especially right now, but you can do it and you're in the right place. One of the most important things is who you mentor with and who you spend your time with. And being a part of Global Woman Club, you're in the right place to achieve your dreams.
Well, and absolutely, I echo that, Dr. Krista. I remember when I met you and I heard you talking about the body posture and body image and how important is that. I definitely agree. I knew about people. That's why I was hunting events and communities and clubs and environments where I could get inspired, I could feel motivated, I could feel on fire. And definitely books. I knew because of the books, I managed to get myself out of the village and explore the world. But I didn't know about my body. I didn't know about my self-image. And I'm telling you, you have influenced me a lot. When I saw you, how elegant you are and how you take care of your body and how easy you make things. Maybe, you haven't seen me for some years, but definitely you'd be proud how much you have impacted me as well to take actions. Because yes, it's about the thoughts that we think, the people that we surround, the books that we read, everything it's influencing us. But definitely the best takeaway that I keep notes and notes and notes about it is like, it's about the person you want to become. Because your business can grow to the extent of your growth. How on earth you can grow your business or your income or your success if you are not growing yourself? And that is in direct proportion of growth on yourself. And how do you grow yourself? You made it very simple. Read books, surround yourself with the right people, with the right environment, look after your body, look after yourself, and then you become the best version of yourself. So, Krista, you are absolutely an inspirational. I love you so much. Every time I see you, I follow you for everything you do in a consistent way. For me, it's an example of an amazing, powerful woman that is in a mission. So, just your last message before I give the full control to your presentation so you can take us to some more secrets on how to get that productivity and how to achieve that success. One more message before you take the floor.
I have to share with you my favorite quote, that personal victories precede public victories. It's easy to see people having those public victories online on social media. Like, wow, how did they get there? It's the personal victories that precede the public victories. The decisions you make today will precede the public victories that everybody else will get to see later. And I want you to have those public victories. I want to see you on stage. You've got to join the challenge, absolutely, to get on the microphone for Global Woman, but make sure that you put those, that your personal victories are going to precede your public victories. So you need to sign up for things like this challenge so that you can build your skills today so that you can have those public victories tomorrow.